Now, there was a timer, and a man be an onion PP boldly Oko join this on a TV though. Now in an interview, to no or say there. Former President John Domani Mama, they be okay now he sees there is actually a manner. Say yet if now we are walking into a mistake. Now in some more kind of madano. I'm telling you that in this video number the now but from Alpha, but to not from Ekosika. But Mazana share video now obviously video because after this video is another one so it's a backup. Okay.
I got to a point where I realized that this country was angrily walking into what is perhaps a mistake. And these are my views. This is not Imani's views. When I sleep, I think about it. I look at what I look at. I read what I read.
Walking into a mistake that will be voting John Mahama back.
Yes. And I have a lot of personal respect for President John Mahama. He's one of the men who has served this country almost all his adult life. From local politician to deputy minister to vice president to president, and I believe an elderly and respectable statesman. In fact, in this write-up, I said, we are blessed as a country that we don't have to fight to determine who will lead us. But we have two fine gentlemen, President John Mahama and Vice President Bawumia, who we have to pick from. The other side of that is that we have been dealt that hand. We didn't have a choice in it. It was NDC and NPP. Of all the people in NDC, they picked John Mahama. It is their prerogative. And then MPP picks Bawumia. It is their prerogative. We, the people of Ghana, have been dealt this hand. You can like it or not. I think one of the two will be president. So we have to contend with the fact of who will it be. Sitting and reflecting on these choices. And Samson, somebody called me, and I've received a lot of calls. Somebody very senior called me and said, why are you doing this? I said, you know what? What is your problem with me doing this?
You're a bigger influencer.
Well, that's one of the problems. We'll come to that. But then I said, okay. He says he's angry that this has gone on and also why? I said, okay, I know you are angry. I must be angrier than you. I was on the streets demonstrating. I must be angrier than you. I spoke. I was effective in mobilizing for this government to come into power. I must be angrier than you. I have been more critical of this government than you. Myself and my brothers in Imani, Prof. Bob King, Theo, no one in this country has been more critical, whether a Japa or E-Levy, than anyone. We've taken personal risks. I must be angrier than you, and I'm angry.
So we give you that. So see, is that not the contradiction?
But that's the point. There are no brain cells in your heart. Your emotions can't think well. The thinking has to happen in your head. So regardless of my anger, and you've seen it in all my advocacy and what we've done, I had to reflect and say, I am angry, and that is pushing me to vote President John Mahama back into government. Then I look at the options, and I'm like, every measure you come up with against Vice President Bawumia, President Mahama also fails on it. He has been a president. He has been a vice president. And the track record is there, whether it's corruption, whether it's transformational leadership, whatever it is. And when I looked at all of that, I came to the conclusion that we are better off picking Vice President Bawumia and giving him a chance. At the least, we should give him a fair hearing. Let us hear the man and listen to what he has for this country. Now, all of that together forced me to have to make that endorsement, not to his person, but in the calculation that it is better for this country, even if you are going to make a mistake going forward.
It's only as some okay, Obia, no, very critical about all the government, or criticize government left, right, center. Also, to make some there. If we choose a former president John Dramani Mahama, it is we walking into a mistake. Obia, Okasa, then when the MPP are out to make capano to make some of then it tells you that choosing Bawumia is actually the right choice. Now, yeah, sure will be kind of our comment section. It's very, very, very intriguing. Also, exactly my point. JDM, another John Dramani Mahama, shouldn't be an option as a nation, and that wants to move forward. Obviously, I tell you. Now, he said that okay, this is a lot of, but some of them have a lot of mistakes in them. Obviously, the option where they are deadly. The NDC option they are a deadly crowd. Obviously, I did Bawumia talk about the expensive data system in Ghana. I think a lot of people have been talking about this thing lately. The data was Ghana, nobody else. And I want to also use this platform to also share my views upon this. Now, I saw a particular invoice, a particular press release by the NLA. NLA. Oh, sorry, NLA is the National Lottery Authority. This is from the National Communications Authority and the NCA. When you come to the sub-regional, Ghana is actually from a survey. Ghana is actually one of the countries with the cheapest oil data. No, the other countries it is far more expensive. But how come the Ghana for are really complaining that much? It's that sometimes we want to see whether something is a propaganda first before we speak. I'll actually delve into this. See, I understand that the data may be expensive, and I've seen certain musicians. I've seen a lot of people trying to talk about it. But I believe that if moving forward, we keep on making the government aware about some of these things and the way things are being felt now. At least moving forward, we will be able to have a change in with regards to data. Data no be as in our Ghana. I believe that the more we say it, the more the government will now listen so that it is being reduced for us. It will be very be among good here because I believe they're buying data no or a wukotokum they will to mezato. It's about more than a chawadjo.
Say the year crack I say or economic whiskey. They say I can't one more.
Okuna bianca sasa no ba no peso o kire.
Wa ben e wo skasam tutie mu. Nti edan a den aba be ko se de sisiko. Enti ya hwe. Baby ye wei. Ene dia wo ka. Ena ma pen dada Mahama so say. Ampani abedi akire kasa so bi opposition. Owa ban mu no. Anka ne kasa ye ne campaign ne kasa anko. Woni aban mu na opposition so akasa anko. Na so o hwe ne kasa nyina o kasa nyina na ai so opposition san say we faili wontumi anya hwe e wo Ghana ha. Enti ya hwe eden ne den na second lady gina so de kasa. Ana mampani Mahama so di awo kan no. Ya bo no nkron apemu. Me ma o 10 minutes.
That's it. They didn't come same being free ho. Kwakutia na nani abere no ho no wo bo. They say misan sa pu no minister dia na wo dia. Na say wohwe mu a kasa mu no dia ma minister.
There you na mempa ma obi a.
Pacho yeru alote o forestry commission. Wo hye minister ase. No kasa hu mo ti ase. Yeru alote tie.
Into na ma forest na ko poti mo.
Tie ye. Chinense mo me say yeru alote o forestry commission wu nim na me nso me nim no. Wo hye yeru minister.
Into na mo cha forest no wo.
Wu bona pu no. Na de wo. Ajam pacho. Se mi nwa be me tena ha. No henham. Na minister baaye, wo so wo mko sha asase ase to go. Wo mko sha asase aye sei. Ebra na dan kwakufu ado de na konwa to ho se. Se ma konwa pra ha, ntu so dem pacho. Na konwa pra wo de beto so. Owura 2020. Nye na kwaku de tawo, egu ne kon ho. Ko gina galamse site se nkora na nyire wo hu no wo ntu tio. Wo mo nyire wo hu no wo ntu no mo nsa asase no. Wo mo ba one more sabi galamse nti omugum nyina ko be yi omo do maba enye kwaku na kan the video is there if they are ready to play it video no wo ho eye nyina ya nimusam owura ya otewe na sabi fede ni na ni so oto wo ba apu ane apeto no fede ni na ni so nti wo satia with audacity e kan sase ase ho asem now me kwaku kasa woni bi didi usi free me hunu ne se nyema omo wa ban mu wo ye ni nyina na nadwene ni tibua mu no free se ni susuye mu officer sa na aban we nso eye won say dun sase ganam say nsam won say de ohenhama woye omo ba opposition na de oso ye consultants no so kura wajaye omo anu omo na say na omo consult no woni me ja na omo consult no ono nko na otuwa wonim consultants kura na oso ye ka galam say asam wo kokoko so omo kutupa so omo sense asase aban aboka tie aban aboka ade ne ma agu fom se ye hwese ye sase ne bayi na tumi nti abeto akoso ayi wadwuma nti ko ka kire nkrofo se wo mo nyire omo ho anu omo ntu na wo wura ye otoso wo hwe nyina
na so oka so omo ntu no o se oja tumi na tumi no wanya nti se wanya tumi no wanya tumi na se mutu a
wo firi nkoko nkoko no wo firi yakwe wo se ni fa so ne adua mo wo ho na
tumi nya hwe
but ogusu ahye nkrofo achi
sa
wo bo mu chidom owura ye oto wei wo ba ida ka no kura na kyerɛw wo te o ba pe ase ape no wo te ase
ayamba
eti nsa me boa Enti consultants na ye no we de gidi ye dia na consult wo.
What the lances?
For a form
Consultant na
second lady. O da manu sikura no ajo bre pato. Akwakudu di na chi a ono akasa betena na no ayi ne ka. Niema waye, niema oye nkokuom na ayu yonkoma forma. Yonkofo atum no mu di nkomo yi omma omo boss sina kom ho asem a owuraku
me ne wan de di nkomo me ne di nkomo
na alote wa shabu afi o
na alote madam fo no
o shabu afi
alote madam fo no
aja ma men ka second lady
alote de no
ye coin
alote Jacob
so o ye forest commission
me na se bebre
na alote ba
ye coin elections said ye man penida de ye Ramels urade mfa ne kra nsie yi na oti akonwa no so a fofia nto atane amona ba mu oda ne nsabonkom so na ekoba se ira John Dramani mama kra ye nyina enim nsam oka se okwa adwuma ura Yesu ada romant no na onim so ba be ye mampani na so ba be ye mampani bra na ni pewu sebe na ne body kra ye mfanshi sa bra na wo ye ne hyehye ye pachotie na yere bo ni chidom amini bo ni chidom ankasa e ma amela odina bo ni chidom ye campaign ma the same vice president ni bi ne ye wonne and ono survive for presidential position. There's nothing wrong, nothing can stop ne yere so ono so bobo ni kunu chidom e ye dwaso ne ye kwa ye kotonwa de. This elections 2024 7 December election is about the past vice president and the current vice president. The obi aye ne de kogu nsane ani na ya tonwa Ghana for no mato ye nsempa no mato aba mai enti nkomo anu mbekọ akodie a mbedwo asem atomu ebi na oba no oye no miwura na apoku emse ono so ne ho kani e maame ama ono so na anoko be shia party women organizer ne mma ne nyina ono so bontoa e ka ne nsempa ye de kire nkofo eti asem a e maame Samira o kan ye no bia obi am na chia no pe on ka asem boni so o ka se ni kunu abreso Ghana be yi a on ka se oman na tete na apansam o se ye be yi oman na free nkunimdi ye wo mu be be de yie na kwa akoduru sese ne ato so ne abon hontansa amatemamufo ho aton pacho asem ni nyina na nkire mu ano no on ka so oman na se mo to mo tiri mu mo dwene ho de mo ba beka kasakoro no ye maame ne peso o kan se ni kunu ne ba enhyehyɛ ye bi a ode agu akwan mu o se mema tax rate ayepe Ghana baby amukra ne ma adwadifo amukra ne ma ye dollar rate ye be ne CDC obi aho ahen ha no ensama papa ne di gu akwam 72 na ni so ade hu 72 oda na di wo UPSC me kotene mu as a national officer nyame ado me nda ye pese ye beye eno ho asem ye ba bekan pacho ani dim eno ho nkomo ne ye ba bedi ne enye obi o se wode level 100 for me ba be mamu school metua school fees amtie at one breath. You're John Dramani Mama.
Demra de maybe out no. I bring in nothing but the truth. I bring in facts back to back content. Number mazana share video share. No be students and company. New year share your comment section. But from Yafa, what my from a kuska. I'm a crowd later in the